Are you a musician? Can your fingers do this? If so, you may be hypermobile. Don't worry, you're in good company. The violinist and composer Niccolò Paganini was hypermobile too. My name is Francesca dePasquale, and I am the creator of Hypermobile Musician, the online resource exploring the intersection of all things hypermobility and music making. In this video, we'll discuss hypermobility in the finger joints, including the benefits, potential pitfalls and challenges, as well as management practices. As musicians, we use our fingers to play every instrument. We need flexible, supported, and unencumbered joints for sound to flow freely. If you are hypermobile in your finger joints, you may experience further end-of-range motion than a human with average connective tissue. Perhaps you've been told you are double-jointed. Why does this matter as a musician? Well, if your joints buckle on the piano keys, on the fingerboard, holding mallets, pressing valves, holding a bow, or just simply supporting the instrument, you don't have control of the joint. And if it gets stuck in that end-of-range motion, that can result in tension and a lack of connection to the rest of the hand, all of which can be reflected in your sound, accuracy, and can also be a potential cause of injury. So while I'm going to share a few violin or string player specific examples, this topic is relevant for absolutely all musicians, and it's easy to see how these exercises and examples can correlate to your own instrument. As a string player, collapsing finger joints can impact intonation, vibrato, and your bow hold. On the left side, if the joint buckles upon putting pressure into the string, the pitch can bend. As a benefit, the extra flexibility of this joint can give you gorgeous vibrato. There is even more ease in how this joint moves back and forth. However, if the joint gets stuck, then you're not able to access this superpower. On the right side, we want the thumb to remain in a neutral position, not forcibly curved, but also not stuck in a collapsed end of range position. Otherwise, we have tension in the wrist joint, reflected in the sound. So, what can we do to gain control over these joints? You can absolutely strengthen your finger joints to bear the load of finger pressure, or for string players to bear the weight of the arm into the string. These exercises will also benefit you outside of the music world. It becomes a lot easier to press buttons, for instance, using a doorbell or use a water fountain, if your finger doesn't collapse while trying to do so. All right, so let's dive in with some educational information. As always, this is not medical advice, and any movement practices should be discussed prior to trying them with a knowledgeable medical practitioner. Start away from your instrument. We're going to look first at form. Rather than pressing through just the fingertip, be sure to use the natural slope or arc of the finger, stacking your joints so that any pressure is supported by the entire frame. Then, find a flat surface at either standing or sitting height and gently push down into the finger. The key is to use only as much pressure as the joint can withstand before it buckles. Bring the finger back up to its beginning position and continue with additional repetitions. As you build endurance, you can gradually increase the amount of pressure, always maintaining quality of form. For string players looking to strengthen the right thumb, you can use your own hand to brace the thumb, applying pressure in a similar fashion or on a similar surface. I do like to use my own hand though, because I can mimic traveling the arm outwards as if I were bowing and use the correlating pronation of the arm. Bring it back to the instrument and see how much pressure you can apply with the same integrity of form. As always, start low with repetitions and wait to see how your body reacts. Don't forget that you're practicing every day on top of this, so there is an element of wear and tear there as well. You'll want to start low with 10, 15, maximum 20 repetitions. For many hypermobile folks, there is this phenomenon of delayed onset muscle soreness, and that can sometimes take 24 to 48 hours to even show up. So the Way to approach this is to start very slow and to go low with your reps. Then you'll bring it back to the instrument and notice the difference. For more information on these exercises and how it relates to playing your instrument, check out the coaching section of hypermobilemusician.com.